Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJ Tripp, and today we have a top 10 list. And this is a special one because today is the day that Big Brother 20 premieres tonight at 8, 7 Central on CBS. This is the 20th season of Big Brother. It's 19th year in existence. I believe it started in 2000, and now here it is 2008. Um, Some of y'all may not know, but back during the writer's strike, I can't actually remember what year that was, but there was a February edition of Big Brother because of the writer's strike. So they decided to do Big Brother, and then I think that was season 9, and season 10 was later on that year. So maybe you're talking about 2008, 2008, 2009, possibly. No, it would have been 2008 because it started in 2000. And 10th season would have been 2009. So you're talking about 2008. So yeah, that was 10 years ago. So now here we are with Big Brother 20th. And so with that all being said, I decided, and actually I got I actually got this idea from somebody I was following on Twitter. They did their Big Brother list of top Big Brother players, and said, "Huh?" And then I replied with my top 10. So then I decided, well, listen, let's just go ahead and just make this into a video, and I can put it out for the world to talk about. As with all of my top 10 videos, I want you guys to come up with your list, whether it be down in the comment section or be through your own video to your own channel. You're more than welcome to something like that. So let's get it started. Let's go talk about the top 10 Big Brother players of all time. Now, I will also say this before we get started. You probably want to talk about what are the criteria on this list? Because some people have different types of criteria what they feel to be a great Big Brother player. There are many people who don't think Derek was a Big Brother, a great Big Brother player because he was able to just control the game and something like that. And for me, I'm more opponent to see that way. I'm more opponent to say that there was something that he played so well that people were not willing to put him on the block, and they were not willing to turn their back on him. So I give him credit. I don't say, well, no, it's just not. Nobody was willing. He didn't get out of nothing, or so some people have different criteria for that. My criteria is just I guess it's just who I felt played the best game. The best game of all time. So and we have people on the list that played multiple times. So and that takes into account and everything like that. So it is just who I feel are the top 10 Big Brother players in history. So let's go ahead and let's get it started. Number 10, Mike Boogie. He played 3 times. He won once. He won All Stars, in fact, in season 7. He's one of the founding members of Chilltown. Maybe one of the most funny alliances in Big Brother history. Started with him and Dr. Will Kirby. So yeah, I have him at number 10 because I think he definitely deserves to be on this exactly because he won the All Stars. So if you play with a bunch of All Stars and you win, then I think that he, without question, deserves it. And I think one of the things that I thought would help them win was during the final 3 when it was him, Janelle, and Erica. He knew that he was not going to be able to last long hanging on there, doing the endurance challenge. He was not going to be able to last as long as Erica or Janelle. So he jumped off. And in actuality, what happened is when he jumped off, it caused Janelle to take her hand off of the thing they had to hold. So Erica won that first round actually, and then Mike won the second round, and then he won the third round. So it was so I kind of think that was one because he could have without question. I think he could have question. He could have stayed on the thing, and it could have been a totally different thing. We could be talking about Janelle actually winning uh, the the season 7 season, and we could be talking about her in a whole totally different light than we do right now. So Mike Boogie, number 10 on my list of the top 10 Big Brother players of all time. Number 9, Ian Terry. Ian won season, what was that? Was that season 14? I think it was. He won season 14. Um, you guys have to forgive me because I'm getting old, and but yeah, that's what I think it was. Because I think, if I'm correct, Dan was season 10. Then season 11 was Jordan. Season 12 was Hayden. Season 13 was Rachel. So season 14 was Ian's. Yeah. So yeah, he won season 14, and I kind of enjoyed the way he played the game. I think um, he was wanting to learn from Boogie, and then when he learned from Boogie, he had to learn that he also had to at some point turn on Boogie, and I kind of thought that he had a fantastic mind for this game, and he had fantastic um, wit, and he played very well. And now some people would say that he won because of a bitter jury. He was sitting next to Dan, and Dan did what Dan does. When Dan plays, he made it to that final two. But I do think Ian played a good enough game that he was deserving to win. So without question, number 9 on my list of the top 10 Big Brother players of all time is Ian from Big Brother 14. Number 8, Paul from season 19 and season 18. Some people are gonna really see this as a controversial pick. Not only because he didn't win. Some people will also say, well, shouldn't you have won to have been, one of the all-time greats? But I don't necessarily see it that way. I think that you can't be the greatest of all time and not have won. I would say that you can't be number 1. Number 1 has to be a winner. But you can do what Paul did in back-to-back seasons, making it to the final 2, and then win. Some will say that in Big Brother 18 he got screwed because it was the season of girl power, and so and some people voted for Nicole just because she was a girl, and so there would be other things like that, and there were some other things that came into Paul's language towards Michelle, something like that. So there were some things that went on in season 18. Season 19 was incredible. Again, like I said earlier about Derek. Some people, and I'm always on Twitter, and I'm always looking at this, and so I know that there are a lot of people that feel that last year Paul didn't play. He didn't play a great game. Paul played a good enough. He played a good game with a bunch of non-players, people who were only playing for Paul. They weren't playing for themselves. And again, I don't see it that way. I see it as Paul did something right, so that they would want to not take him out. They trusted him enough to gain his trust. Or he gained their trust enough so that they wouldn't turn their back on him, or they wouldn't take him out. And even after Jessica called him out, and even after sometimes when Mark had kind of realized what was going on, nobody still decided to take him out. So yeah, now he lost because of a bitter jury, and that's what it is. It's a part of the game. That's not something that I don't particularly like. I kind of think that you really should just vote for the person who played the best game and try to, you should put your feelings aside. But I'm saying that being on the fan on the outside, watching on the TV, not having my opportunity of having $1 million taken away because somebody lied to me, or somebody backstabbed me or something like that. So I try to see it from both ways. Like to think that if I got on this show or Survivor, which is kind of like the same thing, that I know that I would not be so quick to if I were to make it a jury, so quick to just say, well, I'm not going to vote for so and so because so and so stabbed me in the back or something like that. I would like to think that I would vote for the best player, or the person who played the best game out of the two people. So anyway, but he might be a controversial choice, but for me, he is a top 10 Big Brother player of all time. Number 8, it is Paul. Number 7, the aforementioned Rachel Riley, who played in season 12 and season 13. She won season 13. I think she did a great job. She was a lot of people don't like her because because of her laugh. They think she's annoying and she was always about Brendan and fans aren't too fond of showmances and they were showmans and she would always talk about don't mess with my man and in her interviews at the end. So yeah, I mean, there's also, I think I saw this. I remember seeing this one time on Wikipedia. There's also like some people that think that it was that she would have been evicted at one point, but they changed the game around. And I'm sorry, I just don't think that they would, that production would do that. I understand what the cynicism in it because they have Big Brother always says expect the unexpected, and that's an out. That's an out for them so that if they don't like how something is going, they don't like how something is going, they can do something to try and change that. So that they expect the unexpected is like their out a way of saying to try to get them to have something go the way they want it to go. If you were to believe that that's what they is, but I don't figure that out. I think they put them in the house and they let things go how they go. So I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big conspiracy theory when it comes to them fixing it for people or something like that. So I'm not one of those people. And I don't think they fixed it for Rachel. I think she played a hell of a game. I think she took the right person to the end. I think Portia, even though Portia had some even though she had some roadblocks to go through, I think Rachel pretty much played an awesome game. So without question, I'm giving it up to Rachel. Number 7 on my list of the top 10 Big Brother players of all time. Number 6, Evil Dick. This was Big Brother 8. Big Brother 8, and this was this was obviously just after the Big Brother All Stars, and this is when they start introducing more and more twists. Now we had some things going on. We had like season 3 they introduced people who had like I think they called X Factor. I think they called number 3. Three was X Factor, right? They had people who were X's, and in season 4, oh boy, yeah. See, no. Season 3 wasn't X Factor. No, actually, I apologize. Season 4 was X Factor. Season 5, was the DNA. It was the twin twist, excuse me, and it was also the season of the DNA thing where Michael and Nokomis found out that they were related. And then And then season 6 was there were secret pairings in the house, and there were many secret pairings. There was there were 7 players, and then if both of you got to the final two, it was like it would double to a million, and the person would win $1 million. Right. Yeah. So, but season 8 was after season 8, after doing all that talking, season 8 wasn't the start of the twist, but one of the twists was that a couple of people in the house, they had people from their past, and we had somebody, we had people, we had an ex. We had 2 exes, actually, 2 exes. Then we also had Danielle. Then her father was a part of the show, and a lot of people liked Danielle, and she didn't want, and they were estranged at the time, so they didn't want. So they were trying to get Dick out from day one. Apparently, they were trying to get him out from day one, but he survived, and he had this personality where he would just he'd call you on your BS. Or if it wasn't BS, he just would call you out, and he did everything. He batted pans, and he did everything. He did so much so, but he played an excellent game. There was one point where he was on the block, and he somehow get everybody to not vote him out and vote out the person who was sitting next to him, and he did so much other things. Of course, he had that big rivalry with Jen in the house as well. That was a fixture of the season, but he played a fantastic game. He was I think he was and has always been comparable to Richard Hatch, as Richard Hatch was the unlikable person that won season 1 of Survivor, and he was like this unlikable person, but that won of Big Brother. But I kind of think as time has gone on, a lot of Big Brother fans have gone to respect the way he played the game, and something like that. And he was also part of season 13, but he had to leave early for his personal issues. So, but that being said, I think he's still one of the best players of all time, and he's deserving to be on my list, in my opinion. Number 6, Evil Dick. Number 5 is Janelle. Now again, Janelle did not win. Janelle, she played 3 times and did not win. But over her 3 seasons, she has the most competition wins of all time, without question. And it's very interesting how Victor, I was considering putting Victor on this list because Victor, who played in Big Brother 18, he in one season almost did what Janelle did in 3, but he came up. I think he came up 3 short of tying her. But he had a lot of competition wins that year, and she had some in both. In the majority of her first seasons, season 6 was her first season, and then season 7 she also very much won, and she was a great game player, and she was fantastic at it. She did in her 3rd season. She did when she did play, but she was very quickly voted out, and I think people knew that you can't keep her in this house. You can't keep her in that house because she at some point is going to start killing the competitions, and so I actually think it was that exact same week when they had the coaches. They had the coaches start to play the game, be a part of the game, and play the game. I think it was that week when she was voted out. So they did that pretty quickly. So yeah, but she was fantastic at it. She was, I think she was maybe the ideal of what you would want from a Big Brother player. She was, all of the girls wanted to be her, and all of the guys wanted to be with her. She was, she was that type of competitor as well. So without question, she's number 5 on my list. It's Janelle from Big Brother 6 and Big Brother 7 and Big Brother 14. Number 4, Vanessa from Big Brother 17. Again, Vanessa did not win. That's why she is low on this list. But I think again, to sit back and watch what she did was just fantastic. I really did think that what she did was absolutely is incredible, especially with the way with how she played. She played frenetic, and she played paranoid, and she played. She played the way that you should not play the game, but she somehow did. But she did. She made an alliance of the twins, of the big sweaty guy whose name I'm forgetting at this time. Judas. I don't know, forget his real name, and she had the alliance with Steve. She made that alliance that took her basically to the final 3, and I think there's a possibility that she could have won. I don't know. I think the jury could have been very bitter towards her, but I think they could have also respected her game, get her game enough to play. Although that did not matter. She went to she went ahead and she lost the final match to Steve, who then went on to win the game. So, but yeah, it was. I thought it was a fantastic showing by her, and I really would have liked to see her to her win, because she really did deserve it, and she could have been she probably could have been number 1 on my list if she would have won, because her game was just fantastic. So number 4 on the list of all time players, Vanessa from Big Brother 17. Number 3, Dr. Will. I think Dr. Will was, once they, if I remember correctly, Big Brother also, no, Big Brother started in 2000, and the same thing with Survivor. It was the summer of 2000. Both shows appeared in that summer. But the first season was fan involved. It was fan involved, and the fans would vote people out, and fans would vote for this and that. There's a lot of fan interaction, which is very fun. But I think one thing about it was that I think when they did that, one of the things is that the fans would then they would vote out people that were annoying to them, and sometimes the annoying people, but sometimes are the most entertaining, and they are the ones that are also playing the game the best. So I kind of think that what they decided to do was they decided to take away the fan element away for a little bit, and make it more like Survivor, in the sense that the house guests would vote each other out of the game. And they changed that for season 2, and that's what Dr. Will was about. And I think Dr. Will, it's been a long time. I can't remember or not. I don't know if he was doing the whole Richard Hatch thing or not. But I think Dr. Will, he knew, with the way this game had been changed, he knew how he wanted to be. He wanted to be that person that was taken, to the final 2. And then he would be able to explain why it should be him that won and not somebody else. And that pretty much was the fact, because he was. Because I think one of the things that he was very open and honest about during his speeches about what he was trying to do, and what he was trying to do was really nothing personal. He was just doing what he needed to do to get to the final 2, and I think a lot of people respected that. A lot of people really did. They didn't necessarily respect the person that was sitting next to her and next to him, and I can't remember her name for anything. So that should tell you something about that. I think the only thing I do remember about that season is I didn't watch a lot of it. I started watching bits and pieces of it. I didn't watch a lot of it, but that's when I kind of realized it was a good show, good enough show for me to watch. But the only thing I do remember is that when 9/11 happened, because this was now 2001, and 9/11 happened, there were still three people in the house. There was the young black girl, the redhead one that was sitting next to Will, and then there was Dr. Will, and all three were in the house. And the young black girl, one of her family members, I believe, was lost in that tragedy. So that's probably one of the biggest things that I remember about his season. So yeah, and that's the season he won. Um, season 2. He also played in All Stars. And again, I think him and Boogie were trying to play, again, part of the Great Chill Town. They were trying to play the same game that they were playing. You know, they wasn't trying to win a lot, but they were trying to keep it on the low. He even started, you know, they even had the double showmances where Boogie was showmance with Erica and he was a showmance with Janelle. But they didn't. But he didn't fare well. Well, he fared well. He made it to like jury. I think he was like one of the last. I think he made the final 5, maybe final 6. He was one of those. But yeah, but whatever it was, he was up there, and he's always had the right idea, and I think he's become very beloved because over the past several years, he has also presided over the jury talk. When the jury talk comes and they get down to it, and he presides over the jury talk, and he asks questions about why should this person win, why should that person win. So, yeah, I think he's become a very beloved figure, and it is very awesome to see that. And without question, he's an all-time great. He is number 3 on my list of the top 10 Big Brother players of all time. It is Dr. Will. Number 2 is Dan, winner of Big Brother 10, and the winner and he's runner-up of Big Brother 14. I think Dan was incredible in Big Brother 10. I think he had an alliance with Memphis, and him and Memphis made it all the way to the actual final 2. Which I thought was incredible. And there were things in that season that he did that was incredible. You know, he he made that. He somehow was able to have Ali, make a thing where he would, where Ali would nominate one. He would basically nominate one person, and he actually had Ali thinking that was going to happen, and that was, at the time, I was kind of rooting for Ali and Ali because he was well, just be honest, he was black. He was black, so I was rooting for Ali. And he was also hooking up with April, who was spectacular. So I was kind of like, yeah, I gotta root for Ali, and I was kind of upset that he wouldn't, follow through with that plan. But when you look at it, why should you? Why, and that's what I don't get. If you make a deal, right? If you make a deal with somebody to give them a household, and that person is aligned against you, you should expect them to not keep your deal. In fact, even if that person is not aligned with you, if that person is a so-called quote unquote floater or whatever, you should always expect that person to not keep that deal. And if they keep the deal, fine. But if they don't, that's okay. Because why are you giving up? Why are you giving up? The only thing that keeps you in that house is being the head of household and the golden power veto. So you should never make a deal, in my opinion. You should never make a deal for to give somebody else the power of veto, or to give somebody else the head of household. No. If you make a deal and they turn on it, then that's what you get. That's what you get. So anyway, but he played fantastic. He also had to deal with America's Player. So that was, which was strange. He had to do things that America wanted to do, and everything like that. And it wasn't like season long. It wasn't like the season 8 they had America's Player, and that was Eric. And Eric had to do things that were just and he had to vote certain ways that they wanted him to vote, and he wanted to vote the opposite way. So that was incredible, but yeah. So he only had to deal with that for a couple of weeks, but pretty much though, and that pretty much was the only twist. There was like no other twist in turns through that season. That's why most people like. Most people think Big Brother 10 is the best season ever because of that. There was just that one little twist. Otherwise the game was pretty much just straight through. Head of household, power veto, eviction. Head of household, power veto, eviction. It was kind of just like that with no twists or turns or anything like that. No comebacks, no battle backs, no anything like that. And I can see why some people might say that. I think when you have a game that is as pure as that, it does show you like who had the best gameplay. It's like that. I think it does show you that that the winner really didn't have a twist to rely on. It didn't have anything. It didn't have something from the fans to like the coup d'etat or any other thing like they were given in last year with the sucker of necklaces and whatever they were called. So yeah, but that being said, it was just the way it is. So and then of course Big Brother 14, he had maybe the greatest move of all time. You could definitely argue that. And going back to Big Brother 5, when Nokomis, first started what is now called the back door, she called it the 5-finger player discount thing, whatever. But it was basically now what is called a back door when you don't allow your target that you want out the house to play in the competition. That was the first year that everybody didn't play. Since season 5, they went to only 6 people would play. So once that happened, it would made it easier to backdoor people. So it's either that or the funeral. He did the funeral. He took all of their stuff, and then he went up and he had a conversation with Frank, and somehow got Frank to get everybody else to now vote somebody else out instead of him. So he's pretty much played. I think he played a fantastic time. But one of the reasons why I think he is not number one, I think is because of the whole fact that he did not win, 14. If he would have won 14, I think I would put him at number one. But he didn't. Ian won, and again, like I said with Ian, maybe there was some bitter jury, there because of the way Dan played or not, but I'm not going to take that away from Ian's game. So Ian played just as good as a game as Dan did. So number 2 on my list of top 10 Big Brother players of all time is Dan. And number 1, I mentioned him at the very beginning, it's Derek from Big Brother 16. Listen, I again, that's the way I think you should play. Is by, I don't think that's the way you should play. I think socially that's the way you should play. Socially, he dominated the game. I also think that you should also try to dominate the game physically. Derek, one of the things that I disagree with Derek is that Derek doesn't think that you should try and win. You should only win when you need to, not win all. Again, I just talked about it. Winning keeps you safe, and I also think winning helps your resume. So if I would try to win each and everything I could, even if that puts a target on my back. And I was watching one of the interviews with I believe it was actually Scotty. I believe it was actually Scotty who said this. He said that I'd rather have the target in front of me instead of the target behind me, and I totally think that's the right way to do it, right? So yeah, if I keep winning things, that's gonna put a target on me, but it's gonna put it on my chest. It's not gonna put it on my back. So and I'm willing to do what I can to try to do that. So I think if you continue to win, that helps you. That helps out your resume. Yeah, and then you don't have to do the things that Dan did, lying and cheating and doing all these things. The dude that allows the jury to get bitter. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do the thing that Paul did by lying and telling lies for no reason and doing this for no reason just because you can. Just because you can. You don't have to do that. You can be honest. You can be honest, or at least as honest as you need to be, so to speak. And then if you end up in the final two, there's no such thing as a bitter jury. Yeah, at least there shouldn't be, because you've done what you made it to the final two just by whipping their ass in all the competitions. So that's one thing that I disagree with Jared with. But I think socially, his game was incredible. He did not, him and Paul are the only people to not have their names, to not have a vote on Derek and Paul wasn't even nominated. I should say that they were never even nominated for eviction. They were never nominated as a replacement. They were never sitting in that seat until that last bit. Was Cody won, but see, I wouldn't even call that a nomination. So I would just because it happened on the final night. So I would just say in both cases for Paul and the thing, they went through the entire season not being nominated, and then Derek actually won. So I think that was an incredible feat, and that's why I think Derek is the top Big Brother player of all time. And I know some people, again, like I said earlier, they don't think Derek because whatever that is about Derek, but I'm not going to take away from Derek's game because maybe some other people were not in the game enough to realize that, hey, there's somebody out here. There's somebody out here who has never been nominated. There's somebody out here who is playing their ass off, and we need to try and take him out. I'm not going to take him down because somebody else may not have seen that. So there we have it. It is the top 10 Big Brother players of all time. I cannot wait until later on tonight on the season premiere. I am going to be set and be ready. I got my hashtags all set up. So this is going to be a fantastic year, fantastic season. We'll see what is going on. There are rumors about, we've seen 16 house guests. There are rumors that there might be 4 returning players as well. I'm particularly very hoping that is not the case. If that is the case, then there is, these people will do what other seasons should have done, where and taking them out at the very beginning, take them out one by one. Just that's I was just shocked that Big Brother 18 didn't do that. They just didn't take Frank and Nicole and Devon and the other guy. We ended up the final 3 was 2 returning members and Paul. I just don't get that. So hopefully, if that is the case, these guys take these guys out one by one. And if not, if it is just a season of 16 new members, then that's even better. That's something to want and to watch for, and like I said, I'm hoping this year that we get something that we got in this past season of Survivor. What Wendell and Dominic did, they both played two hells of a game. They dominated the game. It was excellent gameplay, and I'm hoping that we see that this year. I'm hoping that we get away from the drama. We don't get people, throwing out pots and pans and screaming and yelling boo boo and everything like that. We don't need all of that. We're grown as adults. Let's have some excellent gameplay. Sure, let's have confrontations, but let's not be idiots. We can have confrontation without being idiots. So yeah, let's go. Let's have some fun. Let's hopefully see somebody or two or three people have excellent, dominant gameplay, and let's hope we end up with a person who should win. Let's hope we end up with two people in the final two, just like Survivor, who both deserve to win, and hopefully it comes down to one single vote. That's what we want. So yes, post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Again, like I said at the beginning of the video, post your top 10 list. Post, you want to do a reaction to my one and do your top 10 as well, or if you want to have my video inspire your video, that's probably good as well. So yeah, absolutely. This is a conversation that probably with this being the 20th season that we probably should have. This probably should be a conversation of who is the best Big Brother player of all time. So hopefully let's do it, and let's do it with respect, and not call each other names and get so upset that we have people on certain lists. It's just our opinions. That's all it is. This isn't Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. Michael, where obviously Michael's the greatest, LeBron isn't, and we got to call each other names because people are stupid thinking that LeBron James is better than Michael. No, it's nothing like this. This is just a conversation. So like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. By the way, I have decided to bring back my week in review videos for Big Brother season 20 of Big Brother. So expect those review videos on Friday. So we're going to talk about what went down in the week, who won, who got nominated, who won the power of veto, what happened with that, and then who got evicted on Thursday night. So I think you guys are going to enjoy it. So all the Big Brother fans, make sure you definitely subscribe if you can get that every Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJ Tripp signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. As I bow again, be careful out there, and I am out.